Okay then, so everybody's got off to a decent start. Villeneuve's still holding 4th place, although he's got loads of cars right up behind him. And he's made the move, has he, on Montero? Yes, he's actually clipped the back of Takuma Sato while doing it. But I think he got caught out by how slow the Super Guri really is. Yeah, he just got caught out, and that is unfortunate. That is another DNF for Nico Rosberg. No, Ide is defending very well, though Villeneuve has got 1st place now, so Jacques Villeneuve is leading the race. Ide is in 2nd, Felipe Massa is right up behind in 3rd. Okay, so Barrichello is under threat for Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher has got past Rubens Barrichello. Now Heidfeld is attacking Rubens Barrichello, and Barrichello's lost 2 places in the space of 2 corners there. Villeneuve has pulled out a 2-3 second gap on Felipe Massa, but I think that gap is going to stop extending as Massa has got past Yuji Ide, and we're going to see a titanic battle for the lead of the race. Right, I think Ralf Schumacher gets caught out by the braking of Albers. Oh no, they just have it coming together, and Ralf Schumacher spins out Aaron. That's how he gets collected by Kimi Räikkönen. And now there's still another battle between Ide and Heidfeld, and that looks like it's wounded Ide's car. So now Schumacher's holding the last podium place, or is he? Because Barrichello looks like he may well have defended the move. Is there some damage on Barrichello's car? Not too surprisingly, but still, Felipe Massa is going to win the 2006 Australian Grand Prix. Jacques Villeneuve, it looks like he's going to hold 2nd from a charging Michael Schumacher.
We're live from the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari in the small town of Imola for the San Marino Grand Prix. 4.9 kilometres with 17 corners in all, Imola is situated close to Bologna in northern Italy. It's a wonderfully atmospheric circuit named after the late Enzo and his son Dino Ferrari, whose Maranello headquarters are just a short drive away. The Tifosi are here as usual in their thousands, hoping for a Ferrari victory. Conditions are just about perfect here today. Clear skies and perfect temperatures on and off the track. The forecast is also good, and we expect it to stay like this for the whole race.
Okay, so hey guys, and here we are for the 4th episode in the 2006 reverse grid race season, where, well, here we are for Imola, the San Marino Grand Prix. And, well, as you saw at the start of this video, the recap for the Australian Grand Prix, which we saw last time, that was a very interesting race actually, with what was nearly a Ferrari 1-2, and obviously if that happens this race in San Marino, then the crowd are going to go wild, as the Tifosi always do. Unfortunately, with Michael Schumacher in last and Massa in 19th, it's looking unlikely. You got Fisichella in 12th, he's more likely of a win, infinitely, although he has kind of underperformed so far this season, much like in real life actually, he has underperformed, but this is a good chance to firmly put his stamp on that Renault seat and on the championship hunt. But also both Red Bulls are looking quite strong. Coulthard in the mix in 9th, and Klein crucially in 6th. I reckon Klein has actually got a very good chance of winning this race, because all he's got in front of him is the other Red Bull owned car, the Toro Rosso of Scott Speed, both Midlands and both Super Guris. But as we saw last time out, Ide was very, very good at defending his place. But, you know, Imola's a very different track to Albert Park, but let's just see how the 2006 San Marino Grand Prix is going to play out.
Only seconds to go before we're racing. You can really feel the tension. Go, go, go!
Okay, so everybody's got off to a decent start. Klein is actually looking like he may well make some places going up into the first set of corners. Are we going to see a crash? No, both Super Guris have remained controlled, and I don't think there's actually been any overtakes. Fisichella is up from 12th to 10th already. There's a massive scrap behind. Some cars are going 4 abreast behind. Still got Ide leading both. So you got both Super Guris, both Midlands. Klein in 5th, Speed in 6th. Liuzzi, so both Toro Rossos are doing well. Heidfeld in 8th. Fisichella is looking very threatening behind. And we won't look past the top 10 because it's just mayhem so far this race. Obviously with the reverse grid, there's overtakes happening left, right and centre. I reckon Klein's going to make the move on the first Midland of Montero. Let's find out whether that will happen. No, he's backed out of it. Whereas, okay, so Fisichella's still in 10th, Coulthard's still in 9th. Obviously, we're going up to the Variante Alta. And no, it looks like everything is nice and calm going into the Variante Alta. And I think all the chaos has settled down. Have we still got all 22 runners left in the race? Yes, we have. We've still got all 22 runners, but Sato's out! Another retirement for Takuma Sato. He's been extremely unlucky this series. So that means Ide is the lone Super Guri left in this race. Takuma Sato, that is by no means his first retirement this series, but Clean has got past both Midlands in that, so Clean is now into 2nd. Okay, and anything else? Coulthard's still in 8th, Fizzy's in 9th. So they've only gained a place from Sato's retirement. And Sato, he retired in Malaysia. I think he retired in the last race. Yes, he did. I don't know whether he finished the first race in Bahrain, but he's been extremely unlucky this series. But let's find out where Clean got past both Midlands. So here's where he gets past Montero. Is it down into this corner? I don't know the name of this corner. And in the chaos of Sato's engine blowing up, that's how Clean gets past Montero. He actually gets a very decent run on Christian Albers because of the chaos of Takuma Sato. So actually, in many respects, it was Takuma Sato that basically gifted Clean 2nd place. And then we got Coulthard, who's trying to fend off Fisichella. I think Fizzy's going to make the move very soon, actually. Yep, going up into the Variante Alta, and Fisichella is in the final points place in 8th place, and that's shunted Coulthard out, but I'm sure Coulthard will get back in the points later on once we get some more retirements and some more overtakes. Well, okay, someone just went in the pits. That was a Red Bull. Don't tell me that was David Coulthard. I think it was. That must have been David Coulthard that just went into the pits. Okay, so coming up to the final sector, and Coulthard was actually being caught up by... Well, what's happened here? Okay, that was weird, but Coulthard's been caught up by Villeneuve quite dramatically. Just goes into the pits. I don't know why. There's no immediate damage. He was being caught up by Villeneuve, but not... I don't know what happened to Coulthard, but that's ruined his race, well, unless there's mass retirements like we've seen in other races so far this series. Oh my word, Clean went straight into the back of Takuma Sato. I don't think Clean's actually got any damage. No, he hasn't. He might peel off into the pits anyway, but that's completely destroyed his race.
He's very lucky that little incident hasn't...
So Clean, up behind Ide, he wasn't particularly close. I don't know. I don't know whether he tried to make a move or... I don't know, but he got away with no damage, but he's now right at the back of the field, so Clean's race is over. Yeah, because both Red Bulls are at the back of the field now. He's coming up into the final corner, but that's how Fisichella got past Heifeld, a very aggressive move. Well, very aggressive, but it was clean at the same time. Okay, hang on, was that... That was Ide pitting into the pits. Or pitting into the... That was Ide pitting in. Well, what's that all about? So Ide, for some reason, has gone into the pits. I have no idea why. But that means that Christian Albers is leading the race in the Midlands. It's a Midland 1-2. Then both Torossos are just behind, with Fisichella in 5th. Okay, so Fisichella, has he gone up the inside? He damn nearly went up the inside of Liuzzi, but Fisichella's going to get the drive, or has he? Fisichella, amazingly, didn't actually get past Liuzzi, even though both cars were side by side. Okay, and now Montoya's right up the back of both BMW Saubers. I can see another crash happening very, very soon. between Fizzy and... No!
It's Fisichella! Luckily, he seems to have got out of that without damaging his front suspension. His front wing is flapping about though, so he'll have to pit for a replacement. Well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but whether he can recover from it, that's another thing. I think Liuzzi was the other driver involved.
So is Fizzy going to come into the pits? No, okay, Fisichella has been wise. Unlike everyone else, he knows if you pit when it's only a 20% race, it is game over. Unless you're Michael Schumacher, like he did in Malaysia, but... Fizzy, he's got a slightly damaged front wing. Okay, that could have basically ruined his chances of the race win now. Okay, so Fizzy's going into the pits.
Some kind of incident at turn 16. It's Montoya. That's the end
Montoya.
of his race today, and he...
Okay, so firstly, Fisichella's going to the pits. Clearly, well, he was struggling to keep up with Liuzzi, so I guess he didn't really have much of a choice. But something happened to Montoya, I think, at the last corner. Okay, so here we are with Montoya. He's still in 8th place, well, 7th once Fisichella pits. Because look, Fisichella was going quite slowly, actually. Look, pulled back from both Toro Rossos. And what happens here? So he's behind Villeneuve, going into the last corner. That is very, very dirty driving from Montoya. And to be honest, I think he got what he deserved with that. You can't just ram into the back of someone like that. That's a very aggressive move. I'll be amazed if Villeneuve doesn't have any damage, but that's someone with an engine failure. Scott Speed with an engine failure. He was in 3rd place, and an engine failure has cost him dearly there. So that now means that Massa is in the back end of the points. So thanks to Montoya's retirement and Speed's engine failure, Massa's in the back end of the points, and Raikkonen's in 7th. Rosberg's in 6th. Okay, but both Midlands are actually doing a sterling job in 1st and 2nd.
The situation is calling out for some excellent driving, and Liuzzi certainly knows how to deliver. That last one was a lap time of 1:22.95. He's made significant ground on Montero. The gap has decreased to 0.4 of a second. Looks like there's some drama occurring at turn 11. It's Schumacher! There's some minor damage to his right rear tyre. That incident hasn't forced him to quit the race. I'd say he's very lucky. Michael Schumacher was the other driver involved in that tussle. Incredibly, there doesn't look to be any damage.
Okay, so we're coming up to the Variante Alta. So we got Michael Schumacher just behind Ralf Schumacher. And I think what Michael does is he goes right into the back of Ralf Schumacher and damages... Yeah. And they said Ralf Schumacher had some damage. Yeah, look, he's got such damage, he's going so slowly because he damaged his tyre from that. So Michael's basically just screwed over his brother. And I thought Ralph was the aggressive brother of the Schumacher family. No, it turns out it's Michael. Is Michael going to have to go into the pits because of it? No. But then we've still got to watch out for Raikkonen, who did get past Rosberg in all of that. So we need to check out a replay for that in a second. And we've still got Liuzzi in 3rd, despite the fact he's catching up on both Midlands. Okay, so heading up to the corner which has had by far and away the most action of any corner this race rather, the Variante Alta. It wasn't there, okay, was it? The corner after the Variante Alta. Well, Raikkonen got a very good run on Rosberg. And does he just go around the outside? No, he nearly got passed by Massa. Okay, so it's going up into the final corner. So he did what his teammate tried to do, but Raikkonen did it successfully, whereas Montoya just... Yep, Montoya, that's how you make an overtake. That is how you do it. That was textbook stuff from Raikkonen. Okay, so I believe it happens around this section of track, which you wouldn't think so, because the gap was quite large going into this sector. But somehow Raikkonen makes the move on Villeneuve. Nah, questionable illegal overtake, but he's made the place, and I'm guessing that's a legal overtake, and yeah, we saw Rosberg nearly make the move on Villeneuve there, and that's how Raikkonen's got into what I believe is 5th place.
Montero responds. Albers is beginning to improve his performance. He looks as if he's trying to prove a point.
Well, okay, what happened there? I just saw somehow Rosberg ran Massa out wide, and Alonso just gained massively out of that. Okay, so Massa's right behind Rosberg at this point. Does Massa try and make the move on Rosberg and they just tangle? Well, they both run out wide for no reason, seemingly. Alonso's just like, thank you very much, I'll have the places. But there's no reason for Rosberg to run wide, certainly. He just did.
To improve his performance.
Okay, so coming up to the Variante Alta, there's a lot of mayhem right at the end of the race. There's Liuzzi who's still trying to make the move on Montero, and all race hasn't been able to do that. Alonso still in 7th, Rosberg still holding the last points. Is Liuzzi going to make the move on Montero? No. It's just too late on. Liuzzi hasn't been able to do that all race, but Christian Albers, it was helped by the retirement of Sato, and obviously Ide coming into the pits for no reason, but Christian Albers, a definitely deserved race winner at San Marino.
Grand Prix. True grit and determination has carried him all the way through this race. Montero has to settle for 2nd.
And so there you go, so Barrichello finished 11th, Barrichello finished ahead of Schumacher in the end, Button 13th, Coulthard in 14th, finished ahead of Fizzy, who also pitted much like Coulthard did, clearing way down in 16th, he was the favourite to win in my eyes. Ide in 17th, Ralf Schumacher is still trying to recover in 18th, and that is it. Okay, so we'll just have to wait for the race results to come up. Well, I'm going to note down the results. Okay, so there we go. So Albers, an amazing win for him. Montero 2nd, so we got a Midland 1-2. Obviously, this is the first race this series where there weren't too many where there wasn't any car wildly out of position, to be honest. Heidfeld for Raikkonen 5th did very well in the end. Alonso obviously was able to capitalise on Rosberg and Massa's mistake. And well, what an interesting race. Look, the top 11 separated by just over 6 seconds. That's how close of a race this was. And then obviously you got the drivers that finished lower down this race, many of them due to unfortunate incidents such as Fizzy Keller going into the back markers, and both Red Bulls pitting for weird reasons, to be honest, but it's ironic that the favourites to win this race were the ones who finished lowest down. But anyway, onto the drivers' standings, and Kimi Raikkonen is now the new leader in the Drivers' Championship. 4 solid points this race means he is now ahead of Jarno Trulli, and Nick Heidfeld is also level on points with Jarno Trulli thanks to Heidfeld getting some fairly decent results. He's been consistently in the middle of the points throughout the entire season, and that's how Heidfeld's been able to go so high up in the championship. It's more consistency that matters rather than just winning races. Onto Constructors' Championship, and BMW Sauber are now leading the Constructors' Championship, 25 points, and again, is consistency, which seems to be the key ingredient for success in this series. But Midlands are the true talking point. They had no points going into this race, and now they're on 18, thanks to a 1-2, obviously, with no top drivers being massively out of position, and thanks to a couple of retirements, Midland were able to get a 1-2 this race, so massive congrats to Midland, and that they're right up with Renault, McLaren, Ferrari, so Midland are doing very well this series, and even Williams, who also came into this round with no points, did score a point thanks to Nico Rosberg, so every team has got off the mark. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and there's a straw poll in the description. Be sure to answer that. You can also leave a comment in regards to this, but there's a straw poll basically, because obviously in real life, after this race, Yuji Ide didn't take part in Formula 1. Obviously his super license was taken away from him, and then he was placed by Frank Montagny and then Yamamoto. So what I'm saying to you guys is, do you want me to keep the driver changes as they were in real life? So obviously every point Ide in the game now scores, I'll count as Montagny and then Yamamoto. It will be the same story for Villeneuve, because in the last few rounds it was Kubica. So do you want me for the last few rounds to count Rob Kubica's points are separate? And the same story for Montoya and De La Rosa. Once we get to the round, once Montoya left Formula 1, shall I count De La Rosa's point? Shall I count the points which Montoya gets in the series as De La Rosa, or shall I just keep it as the standard 22 drivers? Because for me personally, I'd rather stick true to the real life driver changes, but it's quite an interesting topic, so I'll leave it open to you guys. So be sure to answer a straw poll, and also leave a comment if you want to give a reason as to whether yes or no, as to whether I should keep the driver changes as they were in real life. And yeah, well, see you next time for the Nürburgring Grand Prix, where E-Day may or may not be joining us. We'll have to see how that plays out. So I'll see you then.